Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. I want to do a quick video on something I'm pretty excited about. I finally got a truck topper in. I went with the Overland Vehicle Systems Expedition Pro Plus. But before I get into unboxing that, getting it on the truck, doing a whole review of everything, how it looks and everything, I want to first go over kind of what was important to me in this decision and why I chose this. What are some other great ones out there, I think, that were close seconds and thirds on my list. And hopefully that helps you along the way if you're in the same boat or looking for some of the same or similar things in a truck topper, right? So if you find this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this as I take this on trips and adventures with the family, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And real quick, I want to show you guys what this looks like as it comes shipped freight to your door, so you guys know what to expect if this is what you're looking for. Here it is, shipped straight to your door via freight. It's roughly just under, I think it's just under 400 pounds, and comes in 4 boxes. Looks like the top, and then the sides, and then the front and the rear. And again, this is the Expedition Pro Plus, so even though the pictures don't show it here, it will have windows on the sides. It came packaged, I would say, fairly well. It does look like this was kind of dinged up in freight a little bit. So once we do the unboxing, we'll see if there's any damage to it. Hopefully not. But I'll save you guys some of the time here, and I will go ahead and get this unboxed and all laid out and see how it looks. But I want to show you guys how well packaged these are. This is the top piece here, if you can see it. It's got foam inside this. It's wrapped in bubble wrap in the box. Even on the box, you've got a little hard plastic corner pieces. In this box, everything's wrapped individually, and it's got thicker foam on the bottom. I took it already out on the top. It actually even has wedges in here on the on both sides. This box was actually damaged slightly in freight, but because of how well it was packaged, there was I see no visible damage at all anywhere here. I still got more unboxing to do, but just wanted to share that. Again, from a packaging perspective, everything seems to be packaged really well. Hey guys, all right, we got the topper on. I want to talk a little bit about it, but first, before I do that, I want to kind of go over the obvious. It's been a few weeks since I shot the video of me getting it on the truck here, which actually works out well. I can talk a little bit more about the things that I like and don't like about it, but before I get into that, I wanted to share with you guys some of the other toppers I considered, and then kind of why I went with this one. And then I'll get into the things I'll kind of wish could be improved or wish were a little bit different about this one, right? So in my thought process, when I was looking for a topper, I wanted something that I could sleep in the back of. I wanted something that was as modular as it could be, some more modular than others. And I mean, obviously price comes into play, weight capacity on the top comes into play, and a few different other things. So real quick, some of the big ones that I personally really researched, I would say, and considered were Alucab's Contour Canopy. I've looked at RSI Smart Cap and this one, obviously the OVS Expedition cap, and then inflated air topper. So a little bit about some of the others real quick. If you're not familiar with them, I took some notes here. The Alu cab, great topper, absolutely love it. And I almost pulled the trigger on that actually around on a Black Friday sale. But it is made of aluminum. It's the only one made of aluminum of the four I guess I looked at. It came in around $4,800. It had windows on the side. That was important to me. And it had, I think, a 440-pound static and 880-pound dynamic load rating on it. So pretty on par, actually a little bit more than most. And I know Alu cab is known for its reliability, for its just a well-known brand, right? So looked at the Alu cab canopy camper. Other one I looked at was the RSI Smart Cap. And I think the RSI Smart Cap is probably the best looking topper out there, especially with the one with windows. It is a stainless topper, not aluminum. It comes in roughly around 4,900 pounds, very comparable to the Alu cab. And it has slightly less weight capacity at 330, I think it is, static, and 770 dynamic. And that actually, this RSI Smart Cap is very similar to the OVS in that regard. I think the OVS I have at 325 static and 750 dynamic. So, or sorry, I'm saying that backwards. 750 static, 325 dynamic. But here's what it kind of came down to at the end of the day. Like all the ones I've looked at had windows on the side that you could open. That was key for me. All of them made of stainless or aluminum. All of them have a vent system to keep out dust as much as they can. But the OVS Expedition cap, the one I went with, comes in at $3,900. A lot of times they're offering some sort of deal where they only include roof rails or so much off or something like that. I'm sure they're going to have a Black Friday deal if you're watching this around that time. But it comes in roughly $1,000 cheaper than those competitors I was looking at. And it has a 4-year warranty on it, where the others have a 3 or even 2. So better warranty, less cost, and honestly what kind of really did it for me, and the reason I just kind of pulled the trigger on it, was because OVS, at the time of this video, is currently coming out with I think they're calling a spacer on top. So if you have a topper and you want to convert to a camper down the road, you can purchase the spacer that goes, essentially it takes the top off. You take the top off, you put the spacer on, and then you can mount a rooftop tent on that to turn this essentially into a camper. Not just a rooftop tent on the top, but a true like camper. So to me, that was pretty cool. You could actually come in here and go up through and get into your tent, which is pretty cool, I thought. So I've taken it camping twice now in the last week or so. I have taken it through a couple of times in the car wash. So I will go through some of that stuff with you. But if you're following, or if you're still following along on the channel, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, I'm probably going to start filming some videos of me camping, taking this out, even show you guys my camper setup soon. Hit that subscribe button, follow along, and see more content. It helps me out, and I appreciate it. So, all right, let me grab the camera real quick. Some of the things I absolutely love about this is the OVS's Expedition Pro Plus model. It has MOLLE panels that come with it. These are not an additional cost. This comes with the Pro Plus model. The windows easily open and close from the outside or from the inside. Sorry. And it mounts like most caps do to your truck bed. If you have a Toyota, it has clamps that, or it has pieces that slide in there to clamp and use that rail system there. I would say one thing I really like about this, and one of the reasons I didn't go with the RSI Smart Cap, even though I do think that one probably looks the sleekest on a truck, is this top. I know it's got support, it's got some beams here that support, but this is all one piece. The RSI Smart Cap is actually a centerpiece, and then another piece here on the left, another piece on the right, at least for a full-size truck. Which to me just adds other points of failure or other areas where it could leak. So that was one thing that I've seen some reviews on, haven't experienced myself, but one of the other reasons it kind of leaned me toward the OVS. All right, let me show you guys the outside real quick. All right, so on the outside, you've got latches here on each side. This is pretty standard. Again, a lot of the others, but work great. It's got a very thick seal, if you can see that here, all the way around the edge. I've mentioned this before. I do like the RSI Smart Cap look and how it's sleek, and this does kind of stick out a little bit on the sides. I don't love the look of that as much, but I will say if you're looking for something that's going to be more watertight, this ledge here, I mean, it's hard to get on camera, but it probably comes out maybe over an inch, inch and a half maybe. Like, it would be very difficult for water to ever get in through the sides here. And I will say, I mentioned earlier, I've taken this through the car wash twice now. The only area where I would say you do get a little bit of water in is right back here, if you can see it, where the where this little vent is. That's supposed to kind of help keep positive pressure, I think, in the bed of your truck. When water is spraying in from a car wash, a drive-through car wash, you will get a little bit of water that kind of comes through that vent. I imagine that's probably to be expected with most toppers that have this type of vent, but that is the only place I have seen any water, and I've inspected it now twice going through those. So, all right, so let's get into a few of the things that I wish were different or better. And again, I'm probably being picky, but the first one I'm going to say while I'm back here at it is this glass that goes up next to the cab of your truck. I wish, and I think AluCab, and I even think RSI Smart Cap have this, but this has no way you can open this glass. I know that OVS is coming out with one, or they're working on developing one, from what I've heard. And I think you will be able to take this one out, install it, and install the new one. But I wish that was on here. I know, again, they're working on it, but I would say that was one kind of thing I wish this had. Secondly, and again, I'm probably being picky here. Let me close this. Is this comes with these little covers when you get it. These are pretty standard latches. They work great. They're all keyed, same key, all around the sides here. But I wish these were a rubber material. They are they're plastic. They don't really bend much. I mean, they're not thick, so they have some give in them. But when you push them on, they'll stay on. But it is kind of hard to get them off, if I'm being honest. And that may improve, but I actually think I may take these off and have them look just like this. Because if I'm trying to, at least especially on the back one, I may move these over to the side. It comes with 6 of these, one for every lock. I just haven't switched these out yet. But for the back, especially where I'm getting in and out of it all the time, it's just an extra step. And again, it's kind of hard to open every time. So again, that's me being picky, but that's something I wish was different. If these were rubber, I think it would probably be a lot better. I know I had a Retrax bed cover and it had a rubber cap on it. It worked great. Something like that or something similar to that would be cool. Lastly, if I'm on the inside, if I'm camping in my in the topper here, I have no way to lock myself in or lock it when I'm in there. I have no way to close the door, lock it, secure it when I am in here. And there's no handle. I did do something very simple, and it actually works great. It's just a little storage strap I wrapped around. There's a couple holes right here. If you can see that, there's one there and one there. Works great as a handle, but again, no way that I know of to lock myself in here. Currently, I'm using this kind of rubber strap when I have it closed to kind of help pull it down. It help keep this pulled down when I'm camping at night, but it's not as secure as I would like it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I think no matter what topper you go with, if you're in the market and looking for one, you're probably going to find things that you wish were different or you would have done different, right? I don't think they're going to meet everyone's, I don't think they're going to check everyone's boxes, if it makes sense, but I think for the price point and for the warranty, everything with this it's just, to me, it's a no-brainer. All right, guys, that's a wrap. I'll say, I absolutely love this topper so far. No issues really with it. A few minor things I wish were different, but overall, I think it's a great topper. I couldn't tell you that I would pay the difference in the price of this versus like an Alu cab or an RSI Smart Cap. I'm sure those are great products, but again, haven't had any issues with this. And I know if I do, the OVS team, who I've talked to a few different times on products, I'm sure would support me and work well with you. So have no concerns over their support team. But yeah, if you're in the market for a topper, looking for something with windows, looking for something that you can mount something on top like a rooftop tent, check them out.